Forget boxes of chocolate. Baskets of chocolate are where it's at.
This is ridiculous.
But which chef will turn an obsession with chocolate into a $10,000 win? And who will be chopped?
This looks terrible.
Few foods feed our souls like rich, luscious, wonderful chocolate. And these four chefs will get their fill of chocolate in this special competition. First up, here's Chef Brooksy.
I am the co-owner and co-founder of Prohibition Bakery in the Lower East Side in New York City. Everything we do here is alcohol themed. I was a ballet dancer up until I was about 18, and then I broke both my feet. That was kind of the end of that. So I went to culinary school. I worked in the restaurant industry for a little while, and then I started my own cupcake shop. I danced on the largest stage in the world. So I think winning is going to be a cakewalk.
Next up, we have Chef Doug Wetzel.
Coming through, guys. I'm the executive chef at Gertrude's Restaurant in the Baltimore Museum of Art. We like to provide refined Chesapeake comfort food. This is how you do Baltimore crabs. Last year, I was competing in a Olympic triathlon, and I suffered a near-fatal heat stroke, and I was in a coma for 11 days. My wife, she was every night in the hospital, stayed with me, so I really want to win this for her.
And then there's Chef Jenny Dorsey.
Morning, chefs. I live in New York City, and I run a supper club called I Forgot It's Wednesday. My type of food is very new American with lots of Asian flair in it. I come from a pretty traditional family. I started college when I was 15. I was early decision to Columbia Business School, and after a while, I realized I hated my life. So I went to culinary school. This is what I knew I wanted to do. Enjoy, guys. Thank you. I'm gonna serve the judges the best supper they've ever had.
And finally, we have Chef Arnaud de Volder.
And then we're gonna do the salad, okay?
I'm the event operation chef for Isa Wine and Chocolate Bar in New York City. I'm from the north of France.
I went to culinary school at 14 years old.
My life changed when I got the opportunity to come to America and became a renowned sommelier.
Cheers. Is the oven ready at 400? I've been back in the kitchen for a year.
Chop will give me the opportunity to really show the world that I belong in the kitchen as a chef.
Voila.
Hello, chefs.
Hi, Ted.
There are 3 rounds, mandatory mystery ingredients. If your dish doesn't cut it, you will be chopped.
Thanks.
Now, there typically are no guarantees about what's in the basket, but I've got one. There will be chocolate in every round.
The chocolate is surprising and kind of weird for savory applications.
All right, go ahead and open your first baskets. And you'll be making appetizers with soft shell crabs, chocolate olive oil, pomegranate seeds, and white chocolate-covered caviar. Hopefully 20 minutes will be enough for you. Starting now.
I am not a huge fan of chocolate. It's a difficult ingredient to work with. But I think that I can make chocolate taste good in different ways. Oil to saute the quinoa, bring out that kind of like nutty quality in the quinoa. Quinoa would be an excellent vessel to sit below the crab. My family and I don't really talk anymore. Success to them was having the right title at the right company. They're not proud of what I've been doing, and it's very hurtful because I've been working really hard. So I want to win Chopped to show my family you can have a different path and you can still be successful.
I use chocolate in savory cooking because of my palate like sweet notes. The best part putting chocolate in any dishes. You have that sweet and bitter, just like coffee. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm making a crispy pistachio soft shell crab with chocolate pomegranate vinaigrette. I need that big crust on the crab with white chocolate. So I put the chocolate olive oil. When I was sommelier, I was working for some of the best chefs in the world, including Daniel Boulud, Eric Ripert. I'm putting myself through the Chopped Kitchen to re-establish myself as a culinary chef.
Okay, Chef Manit Chauhan, you are joined by two guests. A true trailblazer at the helm of a successful chocolate empire, Katrina Markoff, and esteemed executive pastry chef, Zach Young. Well, judges, the gift of chocolate is almost always appreciated, but how do you make it work with the other gifts in this basket?
In my book, I think chocolate can be used anywhere in the world.
I think white chocolate always has to be peaked with either something floral or something citrus or something peppery.
I think the sweetness from the white is actually going to go well with the salinity of the crabs.
I'm from Baltimore, and that's kind of like our thing is crabs. I've made soft shell crabs many times in my life, but never with chocolate. I want to deep fry them because everything tastes better deep fried. So I'm planning on making a fried soft shell crab with a white chocolate citrus vinaigrette. Go. I really like to, go above and beyond in everything I do. And because of the near-field heat stroke, I will slur every now and then if I get really excited or really tired, but I'm ready to show everybody that I'm back.
This is ridiculous. My initial reaction to the soft shell crab is, oh, I'm in trouble. Oh my God, this is the worst.
Take a scissors. Scissors are your best bet.
I'm so grateful that Doug is, willing to help me a little bit. This is a competition.
There you go. That's it.
I know I'm gonna deep fry the crab, so I get an egg wash going. I was a dancer for 15 years. So my entire life I have overanalyzed, criticized myself, and I wonder if I even deserve to be called a chef. I think that winning this competition would give me more confidence in my abilities and proud of everything I've done.
All right, chefs, you've got 10 minutes to go.
White chocolate is very sweet, so it's better to do a vinaigrette with it.
The caviar white chocolate, it's got the savory, the saltiness from the caviar, and of course the white chocolate, the sweetness. I think that'll go beautifully with the acidity of the pomegranate seeds.
The caviar white chocolate would not be my first choice for a flavor combination, but I'm gonna make a vinaigrette with it. In a blender, I'm blending the chocolate olive oil, orange juice, and pomegranate seeds. The emulsification's happening. I'm very happy until I try it. It tastes like orange caviar. I know I can't serve this. And time is almost running out.
All right, chefs, 5 minutes on the clock.
With the pomegranate seeds, I want to pickle them to bring out their natural flavors. They're naturally very sweet already, and I kind of want to bring out a little bit of like that tartness as well. I coat the crab with the white caviar, instant dashi, and a little bit of paprika. This dish definitely represents my cooking. There's like salty and sweet and tart and umami, and when you taste it, like your whole mouth lights up.
I'm gonna make the pan sauce with the pomegranates and the white chocolate. I know it'll make it creamy and delicious. My crabs are looking crispy and golden brown, and I'm pretty happy. Oh no! All of a sudden, one of my crabs falls on the floor. My day is gonna end a lot earlier than I wanted it to, and crap. Pretty much all of my worst nightmares for Chopped are coming true in one crab. I know I'm not going to be able to bread another crab in time, so I take one of the little guys and then just throw him naked into the deep fryer. but I need to get all the rest of the ingredients on the plate. So I decide to render a little bit of pancetta in the chocolate olive oil, and then I put it on top of some shaved Brussels sprouts.
Only 2 minutes left, if you could believe that.
It certainly does smell like a chocolate competition in here.
Well, and cacao is so aromatic. It's like something like over 1,500 aromatic components to making chocolate, which is why it's so complex.
I realized I cannot serve this vinaigrette. I did not like the way it tasted at all. So I quickly grabbed some pistachios, toast those off. The fat and pistachios definitely tamed down a lot of that caviar taste. It's good.
So when I put the crabs in, it looks like they're burning. I realized my oil is really smoking. I turned the heat down, and I'm just letting the crabs cook through in the residual heat.
I don't have time to lose. So I go straight for the spinach, saute them, and I'm taking pomegranate and pine nuts, and here we go.
All right, chefs, get things done. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Please step back.
I'm looking at my dishes. One crab that is naked without breading, I feel like is gonna undo me.
Right on my left, like I see Jenny's dish, and I'm like, so small. I know it's appetizer, but it's so small.
Chefs, you have arrived at the chopping block. We promised to give you chocolate in every basket and followed through in that first one with chocolate olive oil and caviar in white chocolate. You also got soft shell crabs and pomegranate seeds. First up, Chef Brooke.
So I have for you a deep-fried crab with a white chocolate caviar and pomegranate pan sauce on top of some shaved Brussels sprouts. And one of you has a light version.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm on a
in case
diet.
you were checking your figure today.
Yeah?
I loved the vinaigrette on the Brussels sprouts. I thought that was really great.
And the pan sauce that you made is delicious. Like that, you could just serve as a soup to me. But I didn't taste any chocolate.
Okay.
Or the white chocolate caviar. And I got the light version of the dish.
And the one thing which all of you need to keep in mind, that consistency is key over here for us to come to a fair decision.
So did Doug help you out a little bit?
He did. I mean, this would have gone very differently had Doug not helped me out.
What if she goes to the next round and you don't because you helped her?
Good for
I'm gonna
her.
buy him a big beer afterwards.
Have you
That's it?
ever heard the expression, nice guys finish last?
All the times.
Thank you, Chef Brooke. Next up, Chef Doug.
I made a fried soft-shell crab on top of a arugula salad with a citrus and white chocolate vinaigrette.
I love the soft shell crab, like well cooked. I thought it was really tasty.
I love the cornmeal, the crust that you have made. But you got an amazing ingredient in the basket, the pomegranate seeds, which you almost overlooked.
And, you know, the white chocolate was a little cloyingly sweet and would have liked to seen a little more salt on the arugula greens to counterbalance that sweetness.
So why are you here? Why are you doing this?
A year ago, I was in a triathlon and suffered a heat stroke, and I ended up having to get a liver transplant because of that.
Oh my God.
And then just all my muscles in my leg were gone, so I had to like relearn how to walk again. After that whole ordeal, I kind of, you know, got like a second chance at life. So, you know, try anything, do anything, just have fun. And just put a face to organ donation. I would not be here if it wasn't for someone selfless act of donating their organ to me.
That's really incredible. Chef Doug, thank you. Next up, Chef Jenny.
So this is a pan-seared soft-shell crab with a white chocolate and dashi sauce on top of a bed of quinoa, and there's pickled pomegranate on top.
I love the fact that you went in the Asian route.
Yeah, I thought this was a really exciting flavor combination. I loved the pickled pomegranate, and I wanted to lick this crab. until I cut into it and it was raw.
Mine's medium rare.
Yeah.
And I'm missing the chocolate olive oil or the caviar white chocolate. So why are you here today?
I always loved food, but it was never really defined as a career that I was allowed to have. And I thought, you know, if I'm gonna have regrets, I don't want it to be that I didn't try something that I wanted to do, so.
Wow.
All right. Thank you, Chef Jenny. Finally, Chef Arnaud.
This is a crispy pistachio-crusted soft shell crab with wilted spinach, pomegranate seeds, and a chocolate pomegranate vinaigrette.
Do you feel that the chocolate is represented in the flavor profile here?
In the flavor, yes. And also, I love that you use it as a cooking method, too. By putting the white chocolate in the pistachio crust, you've created this excellent sear.
But I am very confused about the vinaigrette. Taking the pomegranates and blending it, along with so many ingredients, left it very muddled.
I actually liked the vinaigrette. I was a little worried when I saw you pureeing pomegranate, but I actually quite liked it with the crab.
Thank you.
What's your culinary background?
After high school, went to cooking school for 5 years, classically trained like all techniques. But I had a passion for wine. So 16 years ago, I decided to go for wine. But I love to be in the kitchen. I love the smell of it. So I always knew I wanted to be a chef.
Chef Arnaud, thank you.
Thank you very much.
We'll let you know soon who is going to the entree round. Thank you, chefs.
Your entire culinary career adds up to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
No, you're very right. Yeah.
I think it's gonna be fun going forward. And hopefully there's no more white chocolate, because that's really not true.
White chocolate, though.
We just have to shine.
I definitely want to make it to the entree round in order to hopefully redeem myself a little bit. Like, I'm a better chef than I was able to show today.
I feel good that the judges really liked all the flavors I had going on, so I kind of feel like I'll do really well in the second round.
So, whose dish is on the chopping block? Chef Jenny, you've been chopped. Judges?
Jenny, the flavors that you got to this dish were amazing. But the spices completely overshadowed the theme of chocolate. And the soft shell crab was raw. And for these reasons, you've been chopped.
Thank you so much. Thank you, judges. I feel disappointed, but I feel really good that the judges really like my flavors. I've got a lot of years ahead of me, so I can fix everything that went wrong today.
Brooke, you know you just dodged a bullet, right?
Uh-huh.
The theme is the chocolate theme, so focus on that.
Chef Brooke, Chef Doug, Chef Arnaud, are you ready to celebrate the chocolate a second time?
Yes.
Yes.
Excellent. Let's get into these entree baskets. And there's a milk chocolate meal crepe cake. You've also got chocolate whiskey, pork shanks, and purple spinach. 30-minute round begins now.
It's fair game. There's no crab.
I've at least worked with all these ingredients before. I know I just snuck by on that round. Now that I'm in the second round, I need to make sure that, nothing ends up on the floor. I'm really happy to see the pork steak because I know that it has a lot of flavor. The pork is already cooked, so the biggest challenge is to find a way to make it delicious without continuing to cook it because it's going to make it tough. I immediately think of pulled pork with barbecue sauce. I get a basic barbecue sauce base with some ketchup, honey, mustard, the meal prep cake, and a whole bunch of spices. I know that in order to hold up to the chocolate, my barbecue sauce needs to be really, really flavorful. So I'm deglazing my pan with the chocolate whiskey.
This whiskey it's almost like a chocolate extract, you know, because it's just the husks that have been put into moonshine, basically.
And the meal cake is one of my favorites. So these are these thin chocolate crepes with heavy cream in between. It's absolutely, I think it's heaven.
Going on to the second round, it was made very clear that the judges wanted chocolate, so I have to give them chocolate. The curveball is this chocolate crepe.
It's good, actually.
How can I incorporate it in a different form with the pork shack? So I'm making a chocolate pork mousse and chocolate pasta.
Hey, come on, come on, come on.
So I'm mixing the pork shank, egg whites, and sour cream.
Is he making some kind of pork mousse?
Maybe he's doing like a mousseline with the pork.
How's it going, bro?
All right, how are you, chef?
I'm doing okay. When I see the pork shanks, I immediately think I'll make like kind of like a soup or stew dish. And the pantry is full of just gorgeous vegetables. So I'm making a pork shank and summer vegetable soup over red lentils and cocoa nibs.
I want to win this competition for my wife. She was with me through everything last year. She spent every night in the hospital with me, just like really would like not leave my side. So
I want to take my wife on a great vacation to wherever she wants to go.
All right, chefs, less than 20 minutes left.
No pressure.
Just make sure it's perfect.
And don't forget the chocolate.
I'm pulling out my pasta and it's still al dente. I'm mixing the pasta with the dark chocolate and raisins into the pan. And then pork mousse. Roll and put them inside the water. I think training as a sommelier makes you a better chef. We've developed other senses with palate and pairing, and I really want to take that 10,000 and put it back to my career.
All right, chefs, 14 minutes on the clock.
From the chocolate bar in the pantry, I grabbed some regular dark chocolate and also some cocoa nibs. I added into the barbecue sauce because judges said they wanted more chocolate, so give them more chocolate. I decided to make a potato puree because I need some sort of starch component. I do have a lot of wanderlust and I want to meet new people and experience new things. And I'm about to leave the country for a year. I'll be traveling to 10 different countries to write about food, and I want to get in cahoots with grandmas and people who own restaurants in some tiny Vietnamese town. So I'm really excited to finally get to explore that side of me.
And chefs, less than 10 minutes on the clock.
Because I received a new liver, I'm not supposed to have alcohol anymore, but I know what chocolate tastes like, I know what whiskey tastes like, so I add the chocolate whiskey to my spinach. I think that'd be a great addition to deglaze my pan with. Guys, under 5 minutes.
Ready, cook, 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 cook. I realized that my mousse is almost done, but not quite. I'm kind of nervous because I took the bet of doing a mousse. So you take a chance and you have to go with it. With my purple spinach, I'm just going to saute it with a bit of cream and a bit of chocolate bourbon.
All right, chefs, got to call the 2-minute warning.
Okay, guys, all 4 ingredients.
My potato puree looks not quite right. It's too thin, for one. I know I shouldn't have used the mixer to blend it. It just seemed to be the fastest option at the time.
All right, chefs, keep these dishes on track. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Get something on a plate.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Please step back.
I know the flavors are there. It's just not presentable. but in terms of chocolate, it is perfect.
I look at Brooke's dish and Arnold's, and I realized that I maybe didn't use the pork shanks to their fullest.
Chefs, your entree ingredients were a milk chocolate meal crepe cake, pork shanks, chocolate whiskey, and purple spinach. Starting with you, Chef Doug.
I made a pork shank and summer vegetable soup over red lentils and finished off with a little bit of white chocolate.
I love the idea of going in the direction of Osamu stew. It is very, very smart. The spinach is absolutely delicious.
The cocoa nibs add a nice bitterness without it being chocolatey. But I do have an issue with the lack of pork in it.
That's true. I don't have a lot of meat. I have a couple pieces.
Okay, Chef Doug, thank you.
Thanks.
Chef Arnaud.
So today I did for you chocolate pork mousse served on a bed of purpled wilted spinach and a side of chocolate raisin pasta.
I'm a little curious as to why you put the pasta in a separate dish.
Me too, I'm still curious about that.
I'm gonna state the obvious, which is this looks terrible. It's sloppy. The mousse is very much not sexy.
But also, the pasta was a little too undercooked.
Okay.
However, the creamed spinach with the chocolate whiskey is divine. You get the true expression of the chocolate.
For me, I actually quite liked your mousseline of the meat. I thought the flavor was quite good. So why do you want to win this competition personally?
I went back to my first love, which just came here to prove that I belong in the kitchen as a chef.
Chef Arnaud, thank you.
Thank you very much.
And finally, Chef Brooke.
So I made for you guys a barbecue-style pork shank. It's on top of a potato puree with a little bit of sautéed purple spinach.
So what did you use in your barbecue?
There was ketchup, honey, mustard, maybe a little vinegar, I can't remember, cumin, hot paprika.
The more accurate question is, what did you not put in this barbecue sauce?
It is delicious, and I'm so happy with it.
I'm loving the fact that you're so confident and standing behind this dish. I think that's very, very important. I love the depth of flavors that you managed to get in a really short time.
But it didn't feel barbecue necessarily to me.
And I could have done without the potato puree.
Were the potatoes cooked when you put them in?
They were slightly al dente, but
There's nothing known as al dente potatoes.
Okay.
Brooke, if you were to win, any plans for the prize?
I just recently got an opportunity to travel around the world for a year and write about it.
Wow.
So it would be lovely to have this in order to keep me fed and alive.
All right. Thank you, chefs.
Did you think those chocolate ingredients were easier than the first round?
For me,
I did way better this round.
for me, technique-wise, it's easier.
Yeah, the cake thing was the only thing that threw me.
The cake thing, where do you put it?
I just wanted to eat it.
Where did you put it?
My mousse.
I just wanted to eat the whole thing. That's what I tried. I was like, I just want to snack on that.
Winning on Shop will mean to me that I made the right decision to go back in the kitchen. So I don't want to go home.
I really feel like I picked myself back up after an appetizer round, and I'm just so hoping that I can make it onto dessert because pastry is what I do.
Chefs running with knives, spoon getting stuck in the ice cream machine. We've seen our share of cooking mishaps. Check out the most memorable at foodnetwork.com/chopped. Whose dish is on the chopping block? Chef Arnaud, you've been chopped. Judges?
Arnaud, your dish was the most creative, but the presentation wasn't so great, and the pasta was not cooked enough. So unfortunately, you've been chopped.
Well, thank you very much for having me today. I wish I would have won, but I believe in myself. Most important is that then you're happy in life. I will be the best chef in the world one day.
Chef Doug, who's excited to see this final basket of ingredients?
I am.
This guy.
All right, let's go for it. Open them up. And we want you to make desserts with a dark chocolate decadence cake, dark chocolate seaweed candy bars, pistachio cream, and apricots. 30 minutes again. Clock starts now. Behind you, Chef.
Doug and I both know that we really need to do well in this last round because we both had a few missteps along the way. So whoever can pull out the best dessert is going to win. I definitely want to make a cupcake, but I'm not going to be able to do an actual cupcake in the time frame, so it's going to have to be deconstructed. I'm making a deconstructed pistachio cupcake with an apricot and mint coulis. I always cook with booze, so I put beer in the cake and pistachios to add a little bit of depth of flavor. Now that I've gotten to the dessert round and I got through the 2 savory courses, I think it proves to myself that I can actually get through all this and just trust my gut and my intuition and know that something I'm doing is working.
Right behind you. I see Brooke is putting cupcakes in the oven, and it does make me a little nervous because cupcakes are like her thing. So I really want to show off my pastry skills. I want to make a dessert panini with a white chocolate chantilly. We've been doing savory applications with chocolate all day. Let's try to flip the script a little bit and do something you would think of as a savory. I saw those bread in the pantry earlier. Take the outside layers and spread them with soft butter and brown sugar because I really want that crispy top to them. And then on the inside, a nice thin layer of sweetened condensed milk. I have the apricots on the stove with honey, dried cherries, and vanilla bean.
You know, this is a pretty good basket. You have chocolate cake, you have the apricots, pistachio, they all work so well together. And then the seaweed's kind of the curveball.
It's got a very strong sea flavor.
I think there's a lot of potential to turn the dark chocolate seaweed bar into something delicious. It's obviously chocolatey with some umami and a little salt. To make a custard, I mixed together the dark chocolate cake and the seaweed bar with a little bit of cream on the stoves. And I know I want it to be thicker and not piping hot when I put it on the plate. So I take the custard over to the anti-griddle to cool down but still be custard-like.
I see some anti-griddle action from Chef Brooke.
Well, and Brooke might actually know what to do with an anti-griddle, which very few people know. All right, chefs, less than 20 minutes to go.
I take my compote and put that in the food processor to make a jam, which I put on the bread. I take the chocolate decadence cake and spread it in there as my chocolate layer. And the very last layer of the panini is a thin layer of pistachio cream spread. All right. I put my first 2 sandwiches in, and I have plenty of time, and I think I'm on a good track right here.
All right, chefs, less than 10 minutes to go.
I go over to the anti-griddle to pull off my chocolate custard. I want it to be pudding-like, and I've realized that I have now made something frozen, and then I really don't know how the judges are gonna react.
So I want to make it a white chocolate chantilly. I heat up the heavy cream, pour it right into the white chocolate, and then I get into the blast freezer really quickly because this needs to chill down fast and crystallize. Most stressful dessert I've ever had to make was that first Napoleon made for my wife, which is her favorite dessert. I really just want to make her proud all the time, and I would love to take home a win for her.
Cupcakes need frosting. I'm putting butter and the pistachio cream into the mixer. I want to keep the apricots pretty simple, so I just put them on the stove with a little bit of water and some sugar, and then I will throw it in the mixer at the very end to make a quick coulis.
The paninis have not really caramelized, and I'm starting to get worried. That did not work. It would be really unfortunate to come this far and lose on desserts.
chefs, you've got 5 minutes to wrap this up.
I flipped the paninis, and at the bottom, it's just completely oozing out stuff. So now I really have to think of a plan B. I quickly grab the griddle plate. That will at least sear them off a little bit, and I can get something onto the plate. I take my chantilly base out of the blast freezer, and my chantilly did not cool down enough for me to whip it, so I'm stuck with a nice white chocolate chantilly sauce. I realized I haven't used my dark chocolate seaweed bars yet, so I throw it into the sauce, and at this point, I just really wanted to make sure that all the ingredients were on the plate.
I take the cupcakes out of the oven, and I'm really happy because they're delicious. So I break them up and just put all the components of the cupcake together on one plate.
Chefs, less than 2 minutes.
Guys, you should be plating by now.
I got my paninis on the griddle, but they're not cooking as fast as I need them to. So I go and grab the blowtorch and just start going to town on the paninis.
You've got to give it to him. Tenacity. This is what this is all about.
Oh, this is such a nail biter, man. Okay, big finish, chefs, in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time's up. Please step back.
I really wanted to make chocolate the star of this dish, and I really feel I did that.
I'm thinking that I have not used enough chocolate. This is a chocolate competition, and I'm worried that I screwed up the chocolate part of the dessert.
Chef Brooke, Chef Doug, the culmination of your chocolate experience in the Chopped Kitchen was that dessert round featuring dark chocolate decadence cake, dark chocolate seaweed candy bars, pistachio cream, and apricots. Chef Brooke, can you tell us what you made?
So I did a deconstructed pistachio cake with a apricot and mint and orange coulis.
When I'm having this, it's yum, 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 but it's leaving me completely confused.
I don't like choose your own adventure. I'd rather you tell me how to eat it just from the presentation.
Understand?
But the apricot and mint is super delicious.
I really like the coulis as well.
Thank you, Chef Brooke. Finally, Chef Doug.
We have a dessert panini, and underneath that is a white chocolate nori sauce.
You really worked this panini. You had it in the press, you had it on the griddle, and then you finally torched it. And you know what? Your work paid off because you did get the caramelized crust, finally. And the white chocolate sauce is probably my favorite part of the dish.
But what you did was butter, sugar, pistachio cream, apricot jam, the decadent chocolate cake, sweet, sweet, sweet.
And when you brought out the torch, it really tastes like a little bit of the gas from the torch.
Yeah.
We'll let you know in a few minutes who has taken this competition.
Did that round feel faster to you?
It was like going well, going well, going well until like the last 5 minutes, and then what do you do?
If I lose to you, at least I feel like I lost a worthy competitor. Best of luck, though.
So judges, with all that chocolate in your system, you must have superhuman powers at this point. Could you apply them to reaching this decision?
Ted, I think this is going to be a very difficult decision. Brooke dodged a bullet in the first round. We had this beautiful soft shell crab, which Brooke had no idea what to do with it. You got a soft shell crab which had no breading on it.
Yeah, but pan sauce was amazing.
Doug, I felt like, had a perfect crab.
I loved the fact that he got the cornmeal to batter the soft shell crab.
However, the pomegranate got lost in the vinaigrette.
I agree. And the salad needed some acidity to make it a complete dish. If we go to the entree round, Doug gave us a stew. Though to me, I thought that the flavor of the entire dish was very flat.
I disagree. I thought it was a really nice, light summer dish, and he used the chocolate in a different application other than here's some chocolate.
but he had hardly any pieces of pork in his stew.
It's true.
Brooke embraced the pork shanks.
All the meat.
All the meat. That
All
was
the
the
meat.
center of the plate. She took that basket ingredient and celebrated it.
But what about the potato puree that didn't really need to be there?
Not fully cooked potatoes. It made it very gummy.
All right, someone gets to join the exclusive club of Chopped champions.
We know who.
I'm nervous because it's not a home run. I made some major mistakes. By winning Chopped, this would affirm that, yes, my creativity's still there.
There was some bad calculations there, but I just got lucky with that beautiful disaster of a white chocolate sauce they seem to love. So it's not all over yet.
So, whose dish is on the chopping block? Chef Doug, you've been chopped. Judges?
This decision was agonizing. Your appetizer showed skill in handling the soft shells, but it was missing a finesse and a roundness to the dish. In the entree round, the judges wanted more pork, and therefore, you're chopped.
Thank you. It was a huge honor to be here today. Thank you guys so much.
Good job.
People have bad days, but you get back up, and I did that by taking a chance that a lot of people wouldn't do. I'm still gonna take my wife on a nice vacation, just with some of our savings now.
And that means, Chef Brooks Seen, that you are the Chopped champion, and you have won $10,000. Congratulations.
I'm feeling all the emotions, like literally all of them. I think winning is just a huge jumping off point for all the changes that are coming up in my life. I can call myself a chef.